violence continues to impact the people of Haiti. For many families waiting on adoption, it's created long waits and uncertainty. The Snelgrooes family in the Panhandle knows that story all too well. KMR Local 4's Princess Bryant tells us about a homecoming that's been long overdue.
It was a time when, we would talk to Nordly on the phone, and he would talk about the gunshots. He was hearing the gunshots after, out in the streets.
Both Kimberly and Jared knew from early on they wanted to adopt at some point. After having 2 children of their own, they will begin the process of adopting their son Nordly from Haiti.
Haiti was more my heart, and so Haiti is the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere, and they are our neighbor right to the south of Florida. And I just felt called to help a child who wouldn't have access to resources of any kind.
The Snelgrooes family was matched with Nordly in June of 2022, but this was just the beginning of an almost 2-year process. The adoption was finalized in Haiti, then legalized in October of 2023.
And we had been unable to get him home into America because the Haitian government had shut down. Their president was also assassinated 2 years ago, and so they have not had a functional government in 2 years, really putting the adoption process at a standstill.
Through the help of social media, the family was able to find out that their story was not uncommon. Kimberly says they were able to identify 101 other children who had matched with American parents but were still stuck in Haiti.
Of those, there were around 30 that had legalized adoptions that were in our situation at various stages of homecoming. And so after about 3 weeks, Department of State organized a flight and was able to evacuate 9 of those children who already had their passports. All that they needed were visas from the U.S. government.
Kimberly believes there are around 89 children still waiting to come home.
Those kids need passport waivers from Haiti, and they need humanitarian parole issued by the U.S. government. And so that's what we're asking for right now, is humanitarian parole for those children.
This April, after the years-long process, the Snelgrooes family met Nordly in Miami, Florida, and was finally able to bring him home to the Panhandle.
We felt very lucky. We did not have a passport or a visa, and the passport comes from the Haitian office, which is where the holdup was. And we and one other family were granted a passport waiver, and Department of State evacuated Nordly and one other child.
Kimberly tells us that Nordly's life in Haiti wasn't an easy one.
Nordly was born on the coast of Haiti, and he lived with his mom for the first 6 years of his life, and then sadly he was orphaned. And so after his mom passed, he was brought to the orphanage to live, and because he was an orphan, it did make him eligible for adoption.
Jared says that now that Nordly's in the Panhandle, the family wants to teach Texas culture while also keeping his Haitian heritage.
That's a big thing, is we don't want Nordly to forget where he's come from and in the culture that he has and lives with. So we went camping last week. We took him fishing for the first time.
After years, the Snelgrooes family is finally united. In Amarillo, Princess Bryant, KMR Local 4 News.
Congressman Ronnie Jackson and Senator Ted Cruz helped the Snelgrooes family unite them with their new son. To hear a statement from Congressman Jackson, along with the full interviews with the family, head over to our website, myhighplains.com.